So a frequently asked question that we get is, do I need a Keepa subscription alongside a BuyBotPro subscription? Now, especially if you're looking into software for Amazon for the very first time, this will be one of the questions that you'll have, because your first stop for software will no doubt be deal analysis tools. And often if you see any suggestions that aren't just straight up BuyBotPro, you'll often see the name of another deal analysis tool alongside a Keepa subscription. You need both, and that is because those deal analysis tools aren't able to display that data in as much depth and in the same kind of great way that BuyBotPro does. So in BuyBotPro's case, do you need BBP and Keepa? The answer is no, you don't. Now, the main reason why people use Keepa is for the pricing history. It's for things like that. It's for the charts. That is the main reason why people use it. It's one of the big parts about Keepa. It's why it is where it is. So it's these charts, and a Keepa subscription is about €19 a month. I think that's about $20. So why don't you need this subscription alongside BuyBotPro? Well, I'm going to tell you why, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll understand why you don't need an extra subscription and why you don't need to fork out an extra however much per month. And that is because BuyBotPro has some fantastic in-depth sales charts of its own. However, the data that you see here, and this is the great bit, the data that you see here is pulled through from Keepa. BuyBotPro has a subscription to Keepa, so you don't need one, and it pulls through that data to display on these sales charts right here. So the sales charts here, if you want to have a look at them side by side, and this is another cool thing as well, by the way, that maybe you didn't know, if you still like the look of Keepa charts, if you just fancy referring to them, you can do that by tapping the marketplace that you want to see in the multi-market analyzer tool, and you will see a Keepa chart for that marketplace. So you can still see a Keepa chart, and no, you don't need a Keepa subscription to see this. You just need a BuyBotPro subscription. That's all. And as I say, BuyBotPro has a subscription to Keepa, and that's how it can show things like this. So if you still want to see a Keepa chart, you can. It's in here. And as you can see, yes, a sales chart is a sales chart, but BuyBotPro has made it in a way that is, I would say, a lot more user friendly. You've also got more elements on here as well, including additional things like being able to see your sell price and your calculated break even compared to this information. You got the bonus of the sales heat map to summarize intensity of sales, popularity, and you've got the bonus of being able to switch the FBM and the FBA price factors from lines to shapes. And this can be quite useful because obviously lines are great for seeing fluctuations a bit more clearer. However, having these shapes here is much more accurate, because let's say, for example, if Keepa didn't track an item's pricing between one point and another, obviously you'll just see a shape for when it stopped and a shape for when it started again, then there would just be a blank space. However, if we had a line connecting up all of these points, it would connect those two bits, and we would just assume that the price stayed the same in that gap, when actually that might not be true. So you get the option of changing your lines for shapes, which is much more accurate. And there's also this new addition of being able to enable a close-up view for the chart, so you can spot those fluctuations from the get-go much easier. And of course you can have your zoomed out view. You can change the time period you're looking at. You can click and drag and zoom into a certain section. As you hover over any point, you get a breakdown of the information, and you can see what exactly was going on at that point in time. So the BuyBotPro sales charts, fueled mostly by data from Keepa and displayed in this sort of way. Plus you have additional charts like the offers and reviews charts, the subcategory BSR charts. You've got some averages charts there, new offers, seller and stock charts. So you are very well looked after in regards to charts. And as I say, that is the main reason why people would use Keepa, and the reason why it's paired with other deal analyzers and not necessarily BuyBotPro is because unfortunately other deal analysis tools aren't able to support that in the same way that BuyBotPro can. So this is why BuyBotPro, one of the reasons why BuyBotPro is one of the leading deal analysis tools out there. You don't need a Keepa subscription necessarily. I mean, it's completely up to you if you want to use Keepa for some of the other aspects as well. You can, but as I say, it's mostly used for the charts. And what's the point in having another subscription for that when obviously BuyBotPro has the subscription for you and pulls through the data for these charts, and you still can see a Keepa chart if you really want to in the multi-market analyzer. That's also available to you in the web view as well of BuyBotPro, not just on the extension. And also in the mobile app as well. When doing retail arbitrage, you can still see the sales charts there. So yeah, to answer the question, you don't necessarily need a Keepa subscription alongside your BuyBotPro one.